Welcome to Tentative Title with Tim. This is a podcast about creativity, about process, about filmmaking, and about screenwriting. Welcome everybody back to the podcast. Hope everybody out there is doing well. And today's topic, I wanted to talk about movie trailers. And what was a surreal experience was being able to go back into a movie theater and to see a movie on the big screen and to just have that experience again. I know I've said before that I had not really been a frequent attendee to the movies for a lot of reasons, and but since the movie theaters were starting to open back up, I wanted to just go see a movie, and I got to see Raya and the Last Dragon. I took my daughter to see it, and we felt completely safe. There was only about 5 people, including us, inside the movie theater. The movie theater itself, it didn't seem like there were a lot of people except for the workers there. So it was very much a low-key kind of occasion. And that could have been because some people just didn't know that movie theaters were back open again, and so that's why there wasn't a big crowd. But you know, we went, and it was a great time, and being able to see a movie on the big screen was just, it reminded me once again why I love movies, why I want to be in this business. And so one staple of seeing a movie, as everybody probably knows, is you get to see basically commercials for other movies at the beginning of the movie you're about to see. And sometimes, if not all the time, it seems like you're spending a good 20 to 30 minutes watching these trailers. And sometimes they're trailers that you've already seen. Like, you watch streaming, you know, you're streaming something, and if it comes with commercials, most likely you've already seen the trailer that you're seeing before this film. And I mean, not to say that that wasn't the case before. Movie trailers played on television all the time, and so when you went to go see a movie, you kind of already saw some of the trailers anyway. But I'm kind of wondering if having a movie trailer in front of movies is even necessary anymore. I mean, considering that a movie can run 2 to 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, and then to add on to it another half hour of just commercials, basically, it kind of doesn't seem like it adds to the experience of going to see a movie. And it's, you know, it's not to say that you know, that they shouldn't advertise, because they should. I mean, they want people to go out and see these movies. But it becomes a bit tiring when there are like so many, you know, like it feels like you've already watched 5 movies by the time you get to the actual movie that you're there to see. And this whole you know, I've been thinking about this for a while, but it wasn't until I was listening to this YouTuber, John Campea, and he talked about his frustration with this exact issue. And I was like, yeah, that is true. And in fact, I guess there's I think it's the ArcLight has a standard of only showing 3 trailers and then they start the movie. And I was like, that's a great idea. Like, they still can, you know, put their advertisements for what movies are coming out, and then still, and that won't take up much time, and then you can get to the movie. But it also means that as a moviegoer, that you know exactly what you're going to get every single time you step into the movie theater. You're like, all right, I'm getting 3 trailers, and then we're getting to the movie. All right, great. But so I thought, just thinking about that first experience back into a movie theater, and how like I felt that same kind of like drag to the experience, because there were so many trailers that they were trying to pack in before this movie. And I found myself once again thinking, like, was that really necessary? Like, did we need to see all these trailers? Because these trailers are like online, like they are all over the place right now. And I mean, I guess you're getting the people who may not be online, or who have, who don't pay attention to trailers online, and so now you have a captive audience to watch these trailers before they get to the movie. But a part of me was like, this doesn't, I mean, like, they can cut down on this and it'll be okay. So anyway, that's part of what I wanted to talk about with movie trailers, was just the fact of what they like, how they're kind of placed in our, in the awareness of the general public. But also it's like, to put together a really great trailer, it takes a lot of talent. And in fact, it's a talent unto itself. It's an art unto itself. In fact, I was surprised to learn that there are people who win awards for cutting trailers. And I was like, wow, that's just like, inside baseball. Like, nobody would suspect that a movie trailer would be eligible to win an award. But they do, and these awards have existed for a while. And I was like, oh man, that's really cool, because the person who puts in all that work to make a trailer that is going to get people excited to go see the actual movie, I mean, that takes a lot of talent, and that should be rewarded. And so I want to talk about like what has happened to like the movie trailers over time. It seems like there's been a formula. You kind of like you watch a trailer and you'll hear roughly the same kind of music, and you'll see the same kind of beats to what you're seeing. It's like, okay, in a world, and it's like, oh wow, a mysterious shot of something, and then whoa, okay, we cut to our hero, and then we cut to like an action scene, and then we cut to like some witty dialogue about how you're not gonna make it, hero, what are you gonna do, or we're like, he's more stronger than you are, you're like all this stuff, and then the triumphant like, oh no, I'm gonna make it, there's hope and stuff like that, and then the title of the movie, and then it's like, and that's within the span of like a minute, 2 minutes, possibly like 3 or 4 minutes, but I mean it's usually like 1 to 2, and to be able to convey that kind of story and excitement within that short amount of time, it's like, it's actually kind of amazing. And especially if within that time you find yourself excited about the movie, I mean that's just like, that's really cool. And but that seems to be the structure of the trailer, depending on what the genre is. There's this very you can predict what the structure of it is going to be. There's usually similar lines that are put into these trailers. They sometimes reveal something depending on if it's a teaser or if it's like a full-on trailer, or if it's like they have the teaser, they have like the first trailer, sometimes they have a second and final trailer. It really depends on what the campaign is and how long they're running that campaign for, which is usually not like I mean, I guess it depends, but like it seems like campaigns for movies sometimes run really short and sometimes will run really long. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I've seen this trailer like hundreds of times. Like, has this movie come out yet? You know, and I mean, obviously last year we would see trailers for movies that got us excited, and then when we had to shut everything down and movie theaters had to shut down for a while, all of that excitement kind of dissipated, and then it became more about the excitement of when a movie was going to come out. And then when it turned out that movie wasn't going to come out, and they had to push the date back, and then they would have to push it back again and again and again, that excitement that those trailers generated, like they might still be there for a lot of people, depending on if you're a big fan of, like, if it was a franchise movie. But for the most part, a lot of it got forgotten until it was clear that it was going to come out because conditions were better and because movie theaters were open, or simply because the strategy changed and the studios decided to put it up on their streaming site, or had like VOD, so it was a completely different world in terms of movies last year. And now we're coming back. We're in a really good place, especially here in California. So it's really exciting to see movie trailers, knowing that I can go to the movies and see that movie, and to know that, like, when I see that trailer and it gives me a date, that date is going to be when that movie is most likely going to come out. But now there's a different part of it, is that, well, it may not be in a theater. Like, we'll see a movie trailer for something, and then it's like, no, it's going to be on Apple TV, or it's going to be on Amazon, or it's going to be on Netflix, or it's going to be on Hulu or Disney Plus. Like, the excitement around a particular trailer is now centralized to whoever has access to the movie itself, and that's something that's changed too. That there are trailers that come out, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And then, like, I have no idea what it's for. And then I'll see that it's for Apple TV, and I'm just like, no, I mean, that looks really good, but my excitement is gone because I don't have access to it. Like, I don't, like, I don't plan to, so I guess they're gonna lose out on my money to see this movie, because I don't plan to get another subscription to a streaming site, to another one at least. And that kind of has changed the game too, because it's like, well, you have to cut your trailer to appeal to the people who are going to be on your site, or at least to get people to sign up for your site. So it's like it has to be even more exciting. It's like not just bringing people into the movie theater, but it's like now you have to get them to, like, shell out a monthly subscription just to see this one thing. It's like these trailers got to be, like, phenomenal. Like, they have to be phenomenal in general just to get people into the movie theater, but they have to be even more so to get people to subscribe and then stay as a subscriber. Of course, I mean, there's the free trials and everything, so I'm sure some people are like, yeah, that's really good. I'm going to sign up for a free trial, and then I'm going to cancel it, 30 days later, or whatever the window is. And there's that too. But, I mean, I'm kind of getting, like, off track here, but basically, like, the art of cutting together a trailer is a really exciting, it's a really exciting thing to do, but it's also nerve-wracking. Like, I've cut together a couple trailers, and no one trailer is, like, the same. Like, I've cut together trailers with other people, and what is exciting for me in a trailer is not necessarily something that's exciting to somebody else. And sometimes something that I think is going to be really exciting to see, or like the way in which the trailer's cut together is like, it's exciting for me, but then I show it to somebody else and they're like, well, that's not really, like, that's not exciting. That doesn't get that doesn't make me want to see this film. And it's just, it's the same thing with cutting together a movie. It's like you can cut together a movie multiple different ways. And I mean, there is a right way, or there is, I guess, the best way that you can cut something together that gives you the most impact, that tells the best story. And it's the same thing with a trailer. You're trying to generate excitement. You're trying to show some really exciting scenes. You're also trying to let the audience know what the movie is about. And so having, like, you're going to have shots of people saying, some very important pieces of information, or, you're going to have to show something that lets the audience know, oh, okay, this is the kind of movie that I'm signing up to see. I'm down with that. I like that. Give me more of that. And hopefully the movie is, pays off. It like gives you what the trailer promises, which, like, is another thing. Trailers are there to market. They're there to get people excited, like I said. And so more often than not, you'll see a trailer, you'll get excited, and you maybe you have an expectation that it's going to be a certain type of movie because of what the trailer showed you, because of like how it was marketed. And then when you go into the theater and you sit down, you're like, all right, I'm ready to see this action movie. And then, you sit down and the movie starts and you're like, wow, this is a very slow drama. What they showed me in the trailer was like all these like car crashes and stuff. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that one action scene at the end is what they showed me, and the rest of it was just this like this drama or whatever. It's the same thing with the movie poster. Like, what they put on the poster sometimes is not what is in the movie. Case in point, like they would always put actors, name actors onto the poster, and they'd have them prominent. It made it look like they were the star of the movie. But then when you rented it, or if you like went to go see it, that star had maybe like 5 minutes of screen time, and you're just like, well, what the hell was that? Like, I paid to see so and so, and I mean I did see them, but they were only in the movie for like 5 minutes, and like the point of the movie wasn't even their character. They were just there, or like they had a very small, like, important role for the overall story, but like their screen time was very, very small. And it's just, it's marketing, and that's the same thing with trailers too. It's just like you're trying to get people excited. You want people to open their wallets, to give money to seeing the film. Hopefully the film it is good enough that people will either share the trailer and say, hey, I saw this movie, here's the trailer, go see it because it's really exciting. And to get more people to go see it, and it's just like that. But it's also an art form. It's also something very exciting, but it's also like, I guess I'm struggling with the idea of like, are they really necessary anymore? Or are they really necessary in the places that we see them? And maybe that's the key point that I'm trying to bring up, is like where you see movie trailers now is like, you can see them almost anywhere. They're on TV, they're on the streaming sites, they're on YouTube, they're all over the place. They're way more prominent on the internet now than they were, when you just turned on your TV. I mean, like, even though like on TV you would see them, but you'd usually see like maybe one or two of the same, because the studio or whoever was doing the marketing paid to have it run like, every hour on the hour or something like that. And so you ended up seeing the same trailer. If you were watching daytime TV, you'd end up seeing it like 12 20 times or something, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like, is this the only movie coming out? Is the only trailer I'm seeing, and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, yeah, so that's kind of what's been going through my mind, and I wonder if you guys have noticed the same thing. Do you like movie trailers? Do you think they're even useful anymore? Does it even matter? Because, like, I mean, heck, there are new movies released on Netflix all the time, and they don't have trailers. Like, they don't even do marketing. You just go into Netflix, and suddenly there's like, here's the new movie because it's on the splash page at the top. So like, you don't even get a chance to really see a trailer. You just see an image, and a little blurb about it and the title, and sometimes that's all the marketing that you really get in terms of like new movies. So it's changed, and maybe the whole like movie trailer is like an archaic way of selling a film. I mean, I still enjoy it. There are still some good ones that are really exciting that can get you excited about films coming out. But are they really necessary? I guess that's the question. So, all right, guys. Like I said, that's it. And, I hope everybody's being safe. It seems like we're getting to a better place in terms of like, this pandemic and stuff like that. But, we're still not out of it yet. So, obviously wear your masks, social distance, wash your hands, all that kind of stuff. We will be on the other side, and we will go to the movies, and we will, experience stories together once again. So until the next one. And also, if you want to connect with me, I have a email for the podcast. It's tentative.title.with.tim.podcast@gmail.com. Also, I have a Twitter account for the podcast where I post episodes, and that is @title_Tim. And you can find also on the Facebook page, I have a page for the podcast, so you can connect with me there. Looking forward to hearing from all of you, and until then, I'll catch you on the next one.